Host of Heartfelt Testimony, broadcasting live each week Tuesday at 7 at Fishbone Radio Network in the beautiful city of Arlington. Log on to hear inspiring testimonies from regular Christians who have walked through the fire, come out on the other side with a powerful testimony, one that will encourage you to live your life with Christ. So be sure to log in each week Tuesday at 7 to catch Heartfelt Testimony
on FishboneRadioNetwork.com. Jump in. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. What's going on? Where my camera? Is that me right there? Hey, what's up, y'all? It's good to see everybody tonight. I'm Saida Johnson. You're listening to Heartfelt Testimony, man. It's so good to see everybody. The Lord has been good. My co-host is here, and I always get excited when he is here. Kevin Grimes is in the building. What's going on, KJ? What's going on?
Good to see folks.
You good?
It's good to see folks. Good to be seen.
Come on, man.
Better seen than be viewed.
That's for sure.
I just couldn't understand it until I went to the funeral.
Till you went to the funeral and heard the preacher say. Heard the preacher say.
Hey, I didn't understand.
Man.
So, yes, better to be seen than to be viewed.
Come on, what has God done for you this week? Come on.
Everything.
He has done everything.
And more.
And some.
Yes. And some, yes.
You know, I'm so glad we serve a God.
Yes, man.
Man, he long suffering.
Sometimes
we don't really act like we don't really do what we really supposed to be doing sometimes, but but he's long suffering.
That's it. He gives us another chance.
He does.
Another opportunity.
Yes.
Yes, he does. Yes,
so I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm excited. Tonight is gonna be really big. We got a guest in the studio.
All right.
Yeah, this is Kendrick Williams. He owns his own. Come on,
security company.
Right.
Come on now.
That's it.
That's big right there.
That's
big.
That's it.
Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yes.
That's a nice thing. What's going on, Kendrick?
I'm doing great. I'm loving it, for you guys to let me be able to come out here on tonight, be able to speak to you,
right.
Talk to you a little bit, some about the security field and things like that. But most definitely always keeping it first. It's keeping God first in everything it is that we do.
Come on, man.
So Legacy Enforcement Agency. So pretty much what it is, it's a security company. It's a company that's actually more so of letting people come up under their umbrella.
Okay.
It's a Black-owned security company.
Come
and
on.
allows different people to come up under their umbrella. And I'm one of the people who has been fortunate enough to be able to come up under their umbrella and have my own division as Shoreline Defense Security.
Wow.
And like I said, it's Black-owned security companies, and things like that. We have lots of different type of contracts and different type of great officers and lots of awesome like-minded men as well.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So did God give that to you, or is that something that you've always wanted to do? Is security your background? What do you?
Truthfully, I would have to say that was something that I did always wanted to do once I actually got into security.
Okay.
Started off doing security by doing some concert security and things like that, just working different type of
OJ's concert. OJ.
I've done Frankie Beverly and Maze one.
Okay.
I loved it. All dressed in all white. Everybody's dancing out in the aisles. It's it was a great time, great feeling. Just lots of love in the air and lots of people just having a good time. And that's how I started off with it, doing concert security.
Right.
Then after that, I started doing some security when it comes down to doing brinks, things like that, armored vehicles, things like that.
Yeah.
I tried to get into the law enforcement. I got into the law enforcement academy.
Okay.
Passed that, tried to do the police background, or at least as far as for doing it the police way, trying to get a police job, but not knowing that for some reason I was not getting hired. I don't know what it was,
Mm.
but it was something that God was making sure that He left available and open for me.
Come on.
You know, even though I was trying to do one thing,
Yes.
God's plan is what was going to, ultimately, happen and take control.
Exactly.
So, so once I started doing that, I worked for another security company, and I interviewed with Legacy Enforcement.
Okay.
And when I interviewed with them, not knowing, I interviewed with one of the CEOs. He came out and did an interview with me,
Right.
and he was just like, "Hey, I told him in the interview, I always wanted to have my own security company,
Right.
things like that." And he told me, he was just like, "Well, hey, we do, franchise, we do things like that, so we have that opportunity to be able to give you that chance to do that."
Wow, that's amazing.
And when he told me that, I kind of sat on it for about a
Okay.
year. I'm not gonna lie, I sat on it for about a
Right.
year. And it was just, the devil was trying to mess with me,
Come on.
Right.
throwing that doubt in there.
Come on.
Like, oh man, you can't do anything like that. You're not, not educated enough to do something like that, or you don't know one thing about it. As much security I've done,
Right.
you don't know nothing about the business side of it. You're not gonna work. You're not gonna, it's not gonna happen. But
That's how they joke.
yes. But truthfully, if it had not been for my loving wife,
Yes.
Bria Williams.
Praise the
no.
Lord. Come on, say it again. Come on,
My
now.
loving
You see
wife,
how he
Bria
lit up
Williams.
when he said that?
If it had not been for her, that told me, that was just like, hey, go ahead and do it.
Right.
Go ahead and do it. The worst they can say is no.
It's true.
And in my head, I'm thinking like, no is a start all over. I didn't want to hear that. And she was just like, the worst they can say is no. That's just man.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't God saying that. That's just man saying that. So that's the worst they can say. So I was just like, okay. So I emailed them, reached out to them, and then like the CEO was, pretty much waiting. Oh yeah. All right, I've been waiting.
Oh,
All right, let's get this thing started. Jump.
Man.
Year later. Year later, he was just like, all right, let's get this thing started. Let's get it jumping.
Did you hope he forgot, man?
He might have forgot about it. That's what I was thinking. He might have forgot about it.
I've been waiting for you, man. It's been a year.
Wow.
And they was just excited to see a young man, a young black man, most definitely being able to really be ready and excited, to do something.
Right.
And the amount of love that I received from these guys, with them helping me being able to do certain things, guiding me along the way, and things like that. And at the same time, let me be able to go out there, and they wanted to see that I really want to go out there and get it myself as well.
Right.
And from there, it just, pretty much just took off doing different type of things, learning along the way.
Yeah.
Lots of warehouses, event venues, things like that, weddings, parties, things like that, construction sites, so it's been awesome. It's truly been awesome.
So y'all for real? Y'all ain't like top flight security.
Oh no.
Craig and Day.
Oh, no.
Y'all for real.
With the whistle.
They for real, man.
Oh yes.
They
We are for real. We
Oh,
have
man.
lots and lots of different type of contracts under Legacy Enforcement.
Right.
Some are mine and some from other directors that have as well. We have contracts like Texas Live in Arlington.
Oh.
One of the other directors have that. We have stuff as in far as for different type of sports bars in Fort Worth. There's other directors that have that as well. We have wedding venues in Dallas. We have a warehouse in Fort Worth. Those are mines that I brought into the company. We also have executive protection that one of the directors, that he really pretty much specializes in. He does a lot of artists, protection for artists when they come in and doing gigs or radio shows, things like that. He does stuff like that. Escorts pick them up, so on and so forth. So it's we're a group of guys that's really, really hungry going out there and getting it.
So have y'all seen an increase in the need for security?
Wow.
Over the past 5-10 years or so. What's the increase been?
There is a huge increase when it comes down to security, just because of the fact that there's so much stuff going on, and then I mean biblically, when it comes down to the end of days and the end of times, there's going to be a lot of chaos and a lot of things that's going to be going on as well. So with biblically, that backing it up, letting you know that there is going to be a huge, leap for us when it comes down to security.
Right.
When it comes down to elementary schools, we've all read on the news, just type of stuff that's going on there in elementary schools, hospitals, and things like that. When it comes down to it, security is something that everyone themselves personally will need. It doesn't always have to be with the security company, but it's learning how to be secure and how to do things the right way as well, to keep your family and your loved ones, protected and safe.
That is amazing. So we want to talk about that. So most of our listeners, as I told you, are women.
Right.
And so I want you to speak to them. So what is the best way for them to protect themselves, say in their home, and then we want to move on to their workplace, but they're at home. What's the best way? What are some of the good practices to?
A lot of things that I do, I tell my wife, to do, like when she's coming home from work or coming home from wherever it may be, I tell her, try not to go directly home from where it is that
Come on, man, that's no more.
Because you never know who could be following you.
Exactly.
So it's nothing wrong with taking a little detour, going here and there, because in that way, you're able to watch and see who may be following you.
Right.
Pay attention to the different type of cars that you may see behind you that's turning with you every time you turn.
Right.
So don't give them a direct access to your home by just going immediately home from wherever it is you're going.
Exactly.
And then when you are home, one of the best things that we do have is we have security cameras.
Okay.
We have a doorbell camera, we have front, backyard, and then we also have cameras in the house as well.
Okay.
And it really does help us as far as it gives off that initial, hey, don't come here.
Right.
Because 9 times out of 10, they're going to see what I'm doing. Whether somebody's there or not, just the fact that there's cameras or even a person there is going to make somebody, well, I want to go somewhere where I won't be seen at all.
Exactly.
That's something that could really help, stop a lot of things coming towards you, is getting some cameras or something like that, something so people can see.
Exactly.
That's one of the best things that you can do.
Right.
And lighting would facilitate as well, right?
Awesome. Lighting is a great thing. Motion sensor.
Yes.
Motion sensor.
Motion sensor is the thing. It's good to have your house nice and bright, but that motion sensor, that right there going to shine.
Right.
Like, who just saw that all these lights went off at the same time?
Right.
Because you never know. You think, maybe that neighbor saw, maybe somebody down the street saw, or maybe they woke because that light was just off.
Right.
Now it's back on.
Right.
So motion sensor lights is awesome. It's awesome.
That is big. That's a good question.
Oh yes.
What else? What
about guard dogs? Now, what about a dog? I was giving a dog. I'm talking dog.
Big dog.
We had a dog. We had no.
And wake
they knew. Yeah, they knew.
There
you go. It could be a rabbit pass by the house. It didn't matter, man. That dog was gone.
For real.
Yeah. I kid you not. So yeah.
Oh yes.
Dog, man.
Dog.
Y'all remember inside? You were a dog. Y'all remember inside? You didn't have no dog.
You didn't
Yeah, that's something
they put up there. Hey, they don't know.
That is something good to put up there.
That's so true. That is so true. I just walk outside with I see that Martin episode. They had the little fake dog.
Oh.
They actually walk outside with a fake dog. Man.
So Kendrick, if I'm going to Walmart, and should I go by myself? Should I take somebody with me?
The best time I would have to say is to go to Walmart is to go during. I know a lot of people don't want to go when it's busy. There's lots of eyes out there.
Go when it's busy.
Go when it's busy because there's lots of eyes out there to see what's going on. You don't really always want to go when it's relaxed time because it's less visitation for you.
I
Yes.
got you.
You know, because you never know. There may be that one good person that's going to see what's going on. That'll
Exactly.
call the police.
Right.
You know, that'll say something when you're not able to.
Right.
You know, and then it's always great to go with someone.
Gotcha.
You know, if you can, it's best to go in pairs.
Okay.
You know, go in a group. You
Mhm.
know, but if you have to go by yourself, the best time is to go when there's lots of people, there's lots of eyes around. You know, someone can say something. Even a little kid can say, "Mommy, I saw something."
Right.
"Daddy, I saw something."
Yeah.
You know, and that's helpful.
Yeah.
You know, that is extremely helpful. You know, to have other eyes that are just not yours.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's
Right.
so
Right.
I would have to say
Okay.
one of the best times to go to the store or something like that is when it's busy out. A lot of visitation. Lots of visitation.
Well, I don't let my wife. I don't let my.
You know
folks-
what,
I
Dino?
don't let them.
What Dino?
She got it. Her trigger finger itchy.
Let me get it.
Her trigger finger itchy. I be concerned about the other folks. Them shooters, them dudes.
But you don't shoot up to
It's not your day, partner. No, I don't let my wife. She think I'm not. You don't let her go.
You don't let her go.
No.
What you mean?
I don't let her go. I don't let her go nowhere by herself. That's just me. I just want to protect my wife. You know what I'm saying? As much as possible.
Absolutely.
It's a bunch of crazy folks out there
Oh,
with
yes.
a lot of crazy ideas about stuff. I need my people to come home safe,
Yes.
and so no, I let. If she goes, if I'm not there to go, then my daughter will go with
Okay.
her.
Right.
Okay.
I don't never let her.
That's
My
good.
wife, she goes. I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yes.
My wife, she used to. She
She from Houston, H-Town. They don't play that.
No,
They do not play that. Come on.
Yeah,
That's
she
too
I'm from the sunny south side.
What you say?
Yes. Whoa. So now I be scared for other folks.
Right.
Right.
But
Exactly.
she cute. She short. She cute. But
Right.
she don't.
But she.
She don't play.
She don't play, man.
That's right.
She will. Like Zorro. You just leave.
Next thing you know, your heart. We're gonna take a break right here. We're gonna take a break right here and come back. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back.
4, 3, 2.
Hey, welcome back to Heartfelt Testimony. I'm Saida Johnson with my boy, my dog, Kevin Grimes. What's up?
Hey, it sound good, sister. We're gonna keep it Tuesday night.
Tuesday
Right?
nights.
Mhm.
Tuesday
know?
night. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Kendrick is in the beat. He dropped
Kendrick
some
is here.
serious nuggets tonight.
Yes.
He doing
Yes, he is.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yes,
he is.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
press legacy enforcement.
Legacy enforcement.
Legacy enforcement. And so, how long have you been in business?
I would have to
Legacy.
say, with Legacy, I've been in business with them since 2019.
2019.
2019, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you in there.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
That's
So,
good.
so how should I ask this? So, what has been one of your
Mhm,
most interesting
mhm.
surveillance moments?
I knew he was good.
I know you've seen a lot of stuff.
Right.
First of all,
right.
anytime anybody deals with the public, they
Yeah.
got a story.
They got all kinds of
They got
stories.
stories, right?
Yes.
So, as a public servant,
Yes.
when you're dealing with people, you got a lot of stuff that happens through the course of the day, right? And I did what you was now.
Right.
So,
Okay.
they come in with a lot of interesting stories about a lot of interesting stuff. I get really concerned about their safety, of course.
Right.
But what are some of the challenges
Mhm.
that you have to deal with in terms of preparing
Right.
to do a job, and
Oh, that's good.
like what is the most interesting situation you probably ever?
Well, I would have to say, as far as for when it comes down to preparing for doing a job, showing up there at least 30 minutes early.
Oh, come on.
Showing up there at least 30 minutes early, because that way you're able to walk around, see where the exits are,
Yeah.
see different type of things that are around, close to the location, and things like that. So when something does arise or whatever may happen, you are already understandable of the different type of exit routes, different type of things that can happen, knowing where fire extinguishers are, first aid kits, AED things and stuff like that. knowing where that stuff is one of the first things to do. So always arrive there, really, really early. So that way you can get a good walk around, before your shift starts. Now, when it comes down to some of the most interesting things that I've seen over
Yes.
my
That's what you wanna
years,
know?
my years of doing security. Let's see here. I would have to say there was I was doing a rodeo.
Right.
I was doing a
rodeo.
rodeo. I was doing a
Okay.
rodeo one time, and I love to see horses.
Right.
I'm just not a fan of being close to them.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
I understand.
Yes.
So we were doing a rodeo, and we were backstage where the guys come in and they sign in and things like that. And they had the pens
Yes.
where all the animals were like set up at back there where the sign-in station was.
Right.
And a lot of them would come walking up or riding up with their horses.
Right.
And horses, they tend to not stay still.
Right.
They kind of drift over.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Drift over.
Yeah.
Just rarely,
Oh, yeah.
easily.
Mhm.
And they had lots of dirt around, but around that area, it was kind of slick.
Mhm.
And that horse's back leg caught that slick part. And that horse leg flew up, if not inches, from my arm
Oh.
Okay.
and knocked a
Oh
hole
my goodness.
in this poster right next to me. And I was just like,
Man.
like wow.
Man.
Like that was my arm on my chest.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would have to say, as far as for me,
Yeah.
that was one of the most interesting moments
Yeah.
when it comes down to doing security, because it just that quick. It was
Just that quick.
it was almost.
Because you weren't horsing around.
No.
You know what?
Hey.
I'm not gonna play with you.
That horse was dancing, but I wasn't.
I ain't hear big boo.
Wow. Okay.
Goodness
Okay.
gracious.
That was.
Yeah.
Yes. And I worked
So you never worked another rodeo since?
Never again.
not that close.
Not that-
Not
okay,
that
all
close.
right, okay, all
Not
right.
that close to the animals. I try and stay away from the livestock.
Come on.
Make sure I stayed away from the livestock as far as possible, but we were still open to doing type of things like that. But we want to make sure everyone stays very, very safe.
And security is funny because you really got to stay focused.
Oh.
And see, people think like, okay, I'm working security, I'm going to this concert. You can't be at the concert
Mm-mm.
like Jared. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I know you mentioned the Frankie Beverly, you weren't dressing out white.
No.
Okay. So I mean,
Oh, boy.
you got security over here. They dress.
on.
Something you got blending in, right?
Right.
But y'all wait, no, y'all can't. No, y'all. If people understand that, if you gotta you gotta be on point.
Right.
I think about like when I watch NBA games. I
Yeah.
see the folk, security be watching the game be behind them, right?
Right.
And you can't watch a game. I don't care how much, Curry is draining threes or whatever the case may be.
Right.
You gotta stay focused.
You got to
Yeah.
stay focused.
Because I see folk jump on the court and get tackled and
Oh.
jump on the field, and I was want to do that, like jack them up. We want to jack them up, but I'm just saying.
Exactly.
It is most definitely, our job to stay focused so that everyone else is
Absolutely.
able to enjoy and have a good time.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's our main focus, is to stay paying attention to everything that's going on. Like you said, it mentioned, you had a NBA game and the game is going on behind you.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can't look.
You can't look.
You can't turn around even though the crowd is going.
You know
The
what?
crowd's going
Yeah.
wild. Now you look, you take an occasional glance because you never know. Shaq could be running
That's
into
true.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Everybody,
Everybody know when Shaq coming, they clear the bench.
Every time. Every time.
Every time.
So
you
so you just got to make sure that you take a quick glance, make sure nobody's coming behind you, because once they hit you, that's defense there.
I got
But you 95% of the time you're looking up in the stands, making sure everybody's fine. make sure everybody's okay. Nothing suspicious is going on. If you see something,
Mhm.
pay more attention to it. Look at it, take a glance at it more often than not.
Right.
So that way, if there's something happening, a lot of people have a lot of tails.
True.
They look antsy. They
Yeah.
look like they look like they're waiting for something.
Yeah.
They're very
Wow.
focused.
Yes.
They're very focused, and it's
Yeah.
like it's a game. What were you so? I mean, it's time out. What you so focused on?
Oh,
Why are you watching
Yeah.
that's a good point.
every single time?
Right.
Something. As far as for the attendant to leaving, and things like that. So paying attention to things like that, and as you continue to do it more often, you're able to understand that that there's lots of things that you can pick up on,
Gotcha.
pick up to, and things like that. Lots of people have lots of tales, and as you continue to do security, you'll pick up on a lot of that stuff. So that right there is extremely helpful as well.
And I know it can be difficult because I look at the state of Texas with the relaxation of gun laws and whatever else.
Right. Oh,
and
yeah.
people carrying
Yes.
someone got no business.
You ain't used to have no gun.
You know what I'm saying?
What you doing
I'm
with a
trying to
gun?
you got one out going here and one
What
out
you
going there.
think?
You got a gun.
I'm not finna play.
I'm trying to figure out why. But anyway,
Why
so
you got a gun?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop. But it's my Second Amendment. I'm like, okay, I understand that, but
Yes.
do you have to?
Yeah.
So I'm sure that security these days has been under a lot of scrutiny.
Well, that is so cool.
And it's just like I can't imagine.
So the question is, at least I have a question. The question is, and it's right along with what you just said. She said, what can be done to help reassure someone who has lost trust in the protection of a civil servant? She said, someone sworn to protect and serve, how do you rebuild trust?
Okay. With that, when it comes down to it, there's a difference between the police side
Yes.
and the security side.
Right.
That is a huge difference when it comes down to it. There's a
I
difference
got you.
between the police side and the security side.
Okay.
The police side is the sworn oath,
Those are the sworn oaths.
and
Okay.
things like that.
Mhm.
So that's a whole different other field and things like that. But when it comes down to security, we make sure we take our job very, very seriously.
Yes.
We make sure we take our job very, very seriously. And when it comes down to those things, we make sure that we go above and beyond. It may seem tedious and it may seem over excessive, but those are the things that really does help out when it comes down to security.
Right.
We're here to, depending on what it is that the client wants, we're here to protect the property. We're here to make sure that everybody on this property is safe.
Okay.
It may be different type of rules that have to happen, that have to go down, and we have to enforce,
Okay.
but we want to make sure that everybody's safe. And we want to make sure that at the end of the day, everybody's going home. Because my officers, they have families as well.
Right.
And we want to make sure that they're going home to their family,
Right.
because they have loved ones, they have friends.
Gotcha.
So that's the reason why we make sure that we take extra precaution when it comes down to the smallest things, simplest things, And when it comes to legacy enforcement, we are security through trust. That's our motto: security through trust.
Okay.
We make sure that the trust is built when it comes down to the clients, to the people that they love having us there. We have clients that'll tell me, that'll call me like, "Hey, we love this officer. We want him to stay. We want him to stay. Keep coming here."
Wow.
He gives that type of professionalism. He's nice. You can approach him.
Right.
He's not a
Yeah.
jerk,
Okay.
a mean person.
Okay.
He's still a human. And there's people who try and go like they are a robot.
Okay.
That's not what people are trying to hire for.
Exactly.
They're trying to hire for someone who's still a human being at the end of the day,
Yeah.
who can understand that there are things worth being protected. So those are things that, as far as for legacy enforcement, that's what we do: security through trust, and trust and believe we will not let anyone down.
So Alisa, don't trust the police.
Hey,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think that is. No, I think that's important because you want to hire someone, and I'm not. I don't have anything against law enforcement. I think anybody who protects the rights and property of individuals is commendable, right? But
Right.
I hear what you're saying in terms of if you're going to hire me,
Right.
you're hiring me to do this right here
Correct.
specifically.
Correct.
So you take a little more extra care about what that looks like
Yes.
because you on a contract by contract basis.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
so word of mouth and how people trust
Right.
in your ability to do the job is highly important.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
I like that.
You got a call.
I got a caller. Okay,
Yeah,
come
we
on.
got a caller.
Come on. We got a caller. Hey, caller. This is
Open-
Saida
open
Heartfelt
please.
Testimony.
Heartfelt testimony.
Hey, Alisa. Did you?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I want to thank you for that answer. I don't think we all know the difference between a sworn officer and someone doing security because they both putting themselves at risk.
Mhm.
So I appreciate that explanation.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yes, you're more than welcome with that explanation because there is a difference. Yes, we're both going down, and we're going to make sure that we're going to put ourselves to make sure everyone is okay. But there is a difference, because I want to let everyone know that the security side is
Right.
something that is going to help a lot of people.
Right.
It is something that's here, and we're here to do awesome, and we do great jobs as well.
Right.
Nothing against the police side or anything like that, because at the end of the day, it takes a lot to go out there every single day. It's from situation to situation. You can deal with a horrible situation where there's kids involved and things like that, and then
Right.
the next situation is a little small traffic stop.
Mhm.
Now, it's extremely hard to turn that off
Mhm.
to go back down to a traffic stop when you just seen something, horrific.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they do an awesome job as that as well. But when it comes down to the security side, we're here for what it is that you guys want us to do. And we make sure we do it well and we do it awesome. Every single time. Like I said, security through trust. That's what we stand for, and that's what we are.
That is amazing.
So,
So-
does your staff have the option of carrying a weapon or not?
Yes. So with our company, we have we give the clients the option because a lot of them they love to let us know what their needs are, and that's what we ask. We ask them, what is it that you're looking for? We have armed and unarmed officers,
Right.
to be able to fit any type of needs that they're needing or anything like that that they may want. So we leave it up to them to let us know what it is that they're needing, and we make sure we tailor fit everything it is for them.
So does it cost more to have armed versus unarmed?
Yes, it costs more to have armed security just because
Liability.
yes, but it's a continual education thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
They have to continually go and requalify for shooting. They have to continue to go and retrain for security. Isn't it just you got it forever for life?
Right.
Yeah.
No, you have to keep going back
Mhm.
and redoing it when it comes down to the security field.
Is
For
that,
armed,
is that a state requirement? Is
yes, that is a
So
state
you
requirement.
already
That is a state
Okay,
requirement.
okay.
Yes.
Right.
Mm.
So they can't hire you with like, okay, we want y'all to come, but we don't want any weapons because we got Uncle Glenn and Uncle Bobby over here. They can take care of that. Y'all ain't that kind
Well,
we got Uncle Bobby over here. He packed. We hired y'all for the extra.
Yeah.
Uncle Bobby, Uncle Glenn.
Alisa, thank you so much for calling in. That's a great question. That's my girl, Alisa Mitchell. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later,
Great
girl.
job.
Thank you. Yeah, no.
Nah.
no.
Cause some folk, they try to work it right. Like every year, we hire Uncle Bobby them. It's like, no, man, I need to hire these brothers over here, man. Yeah, these over here.
So kids, how do people get in touch with you? How do
So
they?
the way that they can do it, they can go on Facebook, Legacy Enforcement,
Okay.
They can go on Instagram, Legacy Enforcement,
Okay.
or they can most definitely go to our page as well, and Legacy dash Enforcement
Okay.
and .com.
Okay.
They can go on there, and then also the phone number is 817
Okay.
264 7002. We will most definitely be able to pick up. And what I love to tell people all the time, that you have the contact availability as a small company,
Mm.
but we have the officers and the professionalism as a huge corporation.
All right.
This dude right here, Kendrick. What? That's good.
I hear you.
That's good. What's
Yeah.
that phone number again?
It is 817
817
264
264
7002.
7002. I appreciate you coming.
Oh, yes. I love it that you guys invited me in here today.
It's been a
Absolutely.
beautiful thing.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Very informative.
Yes, yes.
Very important.
Very. I don't think people
So
really
it's-
appreciate law
We
enforcement.
got about 7 minutes,
security.
Kevin. But
security.
as a man, you feel like men don't really need security, or what situation? You know what I mean?
Man, you speak for somebody else. Look, I'm telling you something. If I am somewhere, I'm serious, man. If I'm somewhere, I'm at an event. If I'm at
Men
an
don't need
event.
security.
Well, I mean,
That's a
typically,
woman thing.
okay. Typically, because you know how we do, right? We got our own.
Built in.
And, yeah, because you know everybody,
Security.
you can tell everybody got these bright shirts on. Like, that's
Mhm.
security. So it's like,
Right?
and so that's just how we have. I know coming from the area which I come from,
Right.
we just take care of our own. You know what I'm saying? We take care of our own people.
Exactly.
So we have not. I think we've gotten better.
Okay.
Because I don't want to be in an event and be worried about who's rolling up. I don't, because I've been there, right? I've been there.
Exactly.
Seen it. I want to be able to enjoy the event
Right.
without worrying about who's coming there to jump off or whatever the case may be.
Exactly.
Because when the first jump off comes, it's like
You gonna
Right.
you do your
my
part.
wife said, "Got to wait. I got a clear shot."
I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say.
All I'm saying, as a man, I think that we typically will assume that we have
Okay.
it, right?
Right, right.
But if you ain't been trained, you let somebody else do that.
Where do you get the training from?
That's a good question.
Okay.
So where you get the training from, Legacy Enforcements, we do train as far as for when it comes down to our unarmed security. We do help you get into the security field. We help license people to start off with their unarmed license and things like that. To give you get your feet wet when it comes down to different type of situations and things like that. So we are able to license people when it comes down to security.
Wow.
So for some folks who have certain organizations or maybe church affiliated,
Come on.
you would prefer that they get training
Oh, that's a good question.
before they.
Mm.
Because some folks like
Yes.
they like to handle stuff in house, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's good to have folks who attend where you attend or who are members of where you're a member of
Mhm.
who have the training necessary
Yes.
in order to provide that service.
Yes.
I think
it's-
sometimes we
it
don't
helps.
do that. We like the back door way.
Like the back doorway.
That's no good. That's no way.
So
That's my kids.
you have training for churches or just for men or women who want to get into that field?
Yes, we can. We train men, women, whichever one you want to get into the field. We have training for everyone. We can show you what to do, what not to do. We help teach you the correct terminology, because when it comes down to it, after a situation is over, it's the law term. It's time to go to court.
It's time to go to court.
It's time to go to court. So you need to learn how to and know how to make sure you protect yourself and articulate
Yes.
what it
There you
is
go. There you
that
go. What happened?
happened,
Yes.
what you did,
Yes.
what led to it,
Yes.
and things like that. So that's one of the biggest things when it comes down to training, is knowing how to articulate after the situation is over, because
Ooh.
that is just 30 seconds.
Yes.
But 30 seconds drawn out over 3 months.
Wow.
And they were, dissect that whole 30 seconds.
And I'm glad you said it, because given not only what I do,
Mhm.
because I've worked with law enforcement before,
Mhm.
those things are very crucial, because when it comes down to you going to court,
Mhm.
you have to protect not only yourself as an individual, you have to also protect the corporation.
Right.
Right.
And
right.
so one wrong move or whatever can really jeopardize not only your safety and security, but somebody else's and somebody else's
Correct.
well-being.
Gotcha.
So as litigious as people are these days, we got to really, really watch out
Yes.
how we handle business in terms of security.
Mhm.
Right.
And I think that's one thing we just typically take for granted.
Oh, yeah.
But I got one more question.
Right,
So
right.
Come on. I got one more.
here it is.
Come on.
So when you and your wife go out
Right.
and y'all go to the restaurant,
Hold
right?
up.
Okay.
Dana.
Where you sit?
Call your
I want to know because I do the same thing, right? Like where you sit.
Okay.
Like
So
when you walk in.
it all depends on what type of restaurant it is.
Uh-huh.
I want to make sure that I have my back towards the wall and I'm visible and I can see an exit.
You can see that.
I can see the exit.
You see the front door or the
I
back?
can see the front door. I can see the
Front
back door, but I want to make sure my back is up against the wall, not up against glass,
Yes.
Ooh.
but up
Never
against the
sit-
wall.
Yes.
Is that what you just
Yes,
said?
ma'am.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if that's what you
I
Okay.
don't care what the Erica Badu says she wants. I ain't trying to get no window seat.
You're not?
No, I'm not. I'm trying. I ain't trying. No, I need to see where the exits are. I need to see the waitresses and waiters come. I need to know.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
You pack.
No, I ain't saying what I'm doing. I'm just
Yeah,
saying. I ain't
Just asking.
whoever I'm
What you
with.
saying? You said Dana was packing. That means you don't have
I'm
to.
just saying. I know what y'all think bad about my wife. She's so sweet.
She is.
Well,
Love her.
She
Love
gonna
her.
roast me
Love
like this
her.
now. She ain't take yeah. So, she was not being listened.
She is.
Oh, she is.
She ain't say nothing.
Oh, getting me tonight.
She's going to Kendrick. Thank you, man.
Oh,
Thank you so much
yes.
for coming to Heartfelt Testimony. We had a great time
Oh,
with you
yeah.
tonight. We
Enjoyed
learned,
it.
we dropped some serious nuggets tonight. It's some stuff that we can use as women,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Don't go to Walmart by yourself.
Mm-mm.
Go to his business,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
appreciate you coming.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you so much. Thank you so much. Come on back. Come on back.
Oh, yes.
What's your motto again? What you say?
Come on.
Security through trust.
Security through trust.
All right.
You said it was a small company. How you say that again? A small.
The contact availability as a small company, but the professionalism as a huge corporation.
Let's go now.
If I had one, it'd be like, we secure, but Jesus saves.
Here we go.
So
This is what we do every
I would
time.
tell
Like,
you.
Kevin Grimes. Okay, thank you so
Man,
much
it's been quite
for
informative.
joining Heartfelt Testimony. I'm Saida Johnson. That is Kevin Grimes. Thank you, Kendrick, for coming. We'll see y'all next time on Heartfelt Testimony. We'll see you next time.
Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed. Yes. Living every moment, no regrets. Smile up on my face, I'm like, oh, yes, I'm blessed. Yes, I'm blessed.
Oh,
Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you guys next time.
You are clean, everything changed.